But it's got dollar signs attached to that. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
But see, I'm the good dude. I'm like whatever just not up and down. Say
That's
yes,
it.
yes,
That's it.
dear, yes,
That's
dear.
it.
Are we good?
We
Yeah.
good. Always good. Let's do it.
Uh-oh.
Game day, baby. Let's go.
Welcome everyone to NFL Nation Live. I apologize if you're having some buffering issues. My old computer's not as fast as my other one that
Hey,
cranked out.
I got your buffalo right here. What are you
Yeah, it's called a buff for a load. Never mind. Anyway, welcome to NFL Nation Live. This is our Week 20 show. Man, it is time. It was sort of shut up last week, and some people did shut up. Some other people are going to put up this week. We'll get to all that, but all the craziness is going to happen this week in the divisional round. We're going to get our Super Bowl referee crew out of this weekend's games. Before we get to all that, close the books on Week 19. Get you ready for Week 20. Woo! V, welcome to the show. What are your quick first thoughts, my friend?
My quick first thoughts, gentlemen, as we already know, the excitement and the anticipation of breaking news as far as the Raiders camp is concerned.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, there was a little bit of news during the week in Dallas and all that stuff, but we'll get to all that. But in any case, Cap is here. I'm pretty sure he's ready. I'm ready. Question is always
people are talking. I have my Oakland hat on. I got my LA hat on today. I got a Vegas hat ready. Hey, man, I'm multi-city. The only one I don't have is Irwindale, but I do have a pin.
There you go.
You can keep the Irwindale one.
I'm saying I'm ready.
Use it for a coaster or something. V, are you ready?
Clocked in, baby. Let's hit this shift.
Welcome, everyone, to NFL Nation Live, our Week 20 show. I am Ref Guru, along with the Hall of Famer, Wayne Violet and Mavry, and the legendary pirate, Captain Jack. We are ready to go. Let's close the books on Week 19. We'll open up the chat to get everybody going. We'll have a special announcement also before our commercial break to let you know about some of our upcoming broadcasts. But the Cleveland Browns went into Houston to take on the Texans. Flacco pretty much gave that one away.
I don't know if he gave it away or that young Houston defense took it from him. Look, and look at C.J. Stroud. Look, say what you will about where he was drafted. This kid is playing like a Hall of Famer. He doesn't know what he doesn't know, but he knows football.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. But yeah, I'm not sure. That's a really good point about whether or not Flacco gave it away or Texan defense took it away. But it was odd. It's really interesting. You see all these stats during the regular season. Another one was, the Cowboys leading the league in scoring with 500 plus points and crapped out against the Packers in a game that was closer in the score than it ever was on the field. But you gotta appreciate the way the Texans buckled down, took care of business at home. Remember, they got to this point because they beat the Colts in Indianapolis to win the division, to get their home game. They've taken care of the number 5, I think, seed Cleveland Browns. Now they're on to Baltimore, but this is a Texans team that has way exceeded anybody's expectations, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing is that you got a great team, and I will say that. A great team and a greater one in the making because they got a defense, they got a young kid at quarterback that can do it, and they have that team camaraderie. Now I'm gonna say this. I don't know if I've said it before here at other places. Everybody laments the fact, yeah, man, we could have had CJ Stroud if Ziegler would have had his way. Yes. But if CJ Stroud, well, okay, true. But if CJ Stroud was on the Raiders this year, he would have looked like ass because he had an offense that would not make him look like the star that he is. So yeah, we would have had a kid that had the ability, but nobody is talking about him as a rookie of the year candidate if he's here on the Raiders. You got to just take the situation and adapt it to what would have happened.
No, I agree. And, this is a Texans team that's going to get even more draft picks as a result of the Deshaun Watson trade, right? So they potentially only could get better. And remember, 2 years ago, we put Houston on the clock almost in week 1. This year we did not, because we wanted to kind of see how things were going to go. I think we sort of wanted to kind of feel like the Texans could make a move. I didn't think they'd necessarily win the division. Not that was a huge stretch, but Jacksonville looked pretty good. Now they're going to go into Baltimore and take on the Ravens. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the other one that took place on Saturday was the tuna got a little frozen in Kansas City, and it's not like the Chiefs opened up a can of whoop ass, but what was a 19-point win for the Chiefs at home against a Miami team that was either too cold, too beat up, or too something to not even show up for that one.
It was definitely a combination of the two. First of all, we had spoken on last week's show about the injuries and the impact that would have on the game.
Right.
Now comes game day and the frozen tundra to steal from Green Bay. That frozen tundra, it went right up through the shoes, all the way up to the shoulder pads of the Miami Dolphins. You could see it.
Yeah,
you can't practice cold. And you saw all the gear that they had on. If you really go back and watch it, they were bundled from head to toe. It did no good. Like you say, KC didn't run away with it, but the weather had a big factor in freezing the mammals there.
Yeah, a huge factor. And then, I had to watch the replay on NFL Network because I didn't get the Bird Network to watch it.
Peacock,
in the end, it really
hallelujah.
There you go.
In the end, it wasn't really worth paying for anyway. But it was what it was.
I found out that I had it, and I must have paid for the subscription a little while ago.
For the Bird Network?
For Peacock. I didn't realize I had it.
Wow.
And so I was talking to our friend Ed Winchell, and we were going over it there. I said, well, wait a second. And I'm like, lo and behold, so I had Peacock already. So I didn't buy it just for the game. I bought it a while ago, like a year subscription, I think. So I got a chance to see the Bird. Hallelujah. Yeah. And the one thing I say, I said, if Miami could throw the ball, they have an opportunity, they had a chance. They did it one time.
Yeah.
And if you have, you guys said you had the hits the hill, and he catches it about the 12 and zigzags in for the score. All you need was one more of those, and it would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But I think that Alex put the thing out last night on Wild Wild West. Make sure you catch Wild Wild West. Great show to have on. Is that they were scoreless in 10 of 11 drives, I believe was the stat.
Yeah, pretty close to that.
11 to 12. Mm-hmm. One score, and they were bupkis after that.
Yeah, a lot different from a Packers team. I think the punter didn't even take a shower after that one. Couple of
What's
comments
up, Ed?
in there. Hey, Ed, welcome. Jesus, Daniel, welcome. Dory, happy
Dory,
birthday.
yes, happy
Dory
birthday.
Had a birthday.
Happy birthday. Very cool. Pittsburgh went into Buffalo, got beat by the Bills. No surprise there. Pittsburgh really kind of backed into the playoffs. I'm not surprised they were one and done. Guys, during the season, and I admit I was one that said that they probably would attrition out of the playoff picture because back in weeks, 7, 8, 9, they were like the number 6 seed or whatever, but they just weren't scoring enough points, and this was clearly a factor for them in Buffalo this last week playing the Bills.
That Buffalo D has definitely tightened the reins, and they had their injury bugs during the season, but you play with the guys you have, and those guys that stepped in, to me, did a phenomenal job just bracketing. They had nowhere to go really with the ball.
No. And so what's Pittsburgh going to do now? It's been announced today that Tomlin's going to stay, big surprise.
Right,
McCarthy's going to stay, big surprise. But What are they going to do at quarterback now? They spent a lot of time and effort, if you will, on Pickett. Rudolph came along here at the end. What's gonna happen with the quarterback situation in Pittsburgh?
They might go out and draft another one. I mean, it's not out of the realm. I mean, I know you're like, but you just drafted Pickett a couple years ago. Hey, the Cardinals drafted the chosen Rosen, and then the very next year they get Kyler Murray. If something is not there, and if you know it's not there when you have Mason Rudolph as your quarterback, so you've already told Pickett like what they had in the draft status. He said decent quarterback, hands are too small. And those are some of the things that come back and bite you in the ass are the little intangibles like that. If he can't grip the ball and do what he's supposed to do, then you go out and get another one.
Especially when the weather's cold for 50% of the year.
So, like I said, go get another. I'm not saying in the first round. I keep telling people you can get a decent this draft. You can get a decent quarterback, and I might be a little facetious, but you can get a good quarterback in round 5.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You could even argue you could get it with the 199 pick. So what do you think's gonna? What do you think? Well, so you talked about the fact that they could, if they wanted to, draft a quarterback. Let's assume that they could, or even that they don't. Who wins the starting job next year, Pickett or Rudolph?
And here's the deal. I think Coach Tomlin kind of left that door open.
It was a big barn door left open.
Yes.
And all the horses are gone, man.
Right. So that's already a honey for the media types to flock around. And I think he's going to keep that close to the vest. But like Cap said, they could go out and get another QB.
Yeah, they probably could. But they've had such good luck with Bradshaw and Roethlisberger over the years. Pretty hard to – it's a tough standard. Raiders have the same issue. LaMonica, Plunkett, Stabler, Gannon. You could even argue Hostetler to a point.
Right.
Had some good seasons in the 90s. There were some 90s teams for the Raiders that just underachieved, quite frankly. Not the Schrader-led teams, but the Hostetler-led teams. But in any case,
Jay, gotta love Jay. Jay's a great guy, by the way.
I don't doubt that he's a great guy. I just wish he'd have stayed in Washington. Every team that needs a quarterback will be in discussions about drafting a quarterback.
Absolutely.
No one gets past you, Ed. You are sharp on the.
You do know that Al wanted Doug Williams. Al,
yes.
Wait a second. No. Listen now. Al wanted Doug Williams, and Washington's like, we really we want to keep him, but we'll trade to get Schrader, as he would be said.
Right.
So that's why we ended up getting Jay Schrader. He wanted Doug Williams. He got Schrader.
Settle for Schrader. Yeah.
We missed when he couldn't get Elway, quite frankly.
Well, that wasn't his fault.
I understand that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But you got to, hey, Rich.
What's up, Rich?
You got to appreciate where he's coming from on that front. Green Bay went into Dallas to take on the Packers. We can talk a lot about what happened here, what didn't happen here.
No, let's talk about it. I love it.
Yeah, there's some nuances here with this one that Dan Quinn changed up part of all of his defense in order, I suppose, to create some issues for Love at quarterback for the Packers. But whatever happened with Dallas, they overlooked him, didn't bother to show up, lost the can opener. The Packers just for number 7 seed to go in and beat the Cowboys at home, who had led the NFL in scoring with 9 points. That was a big win for the Cheeseheads.
Look, and whether there was something on the bulletin board we don't know about or not, the Packers came with their big gold chains and a decent running game.
Exactly? Where did running game come from all of a sudden?
A decent running game, and they controlled the whole flow of the game. Dallas had their moments, but this Jordan Love, let me tell you, Aaron Rodgers gave him the nod of approval. And this kid is showing, hey, I can sit behind this guy and do just like Brett Favre did.
Yeah, apparently, and Rodgers for that matter.
And Rodgers.
Richie Rich says Dallas failed to be motivated by the coaching staff. I don't disagree with that, but how motivated do you have to be to get up to play a home playoff game
Right. Pat
And
House.
and if that's and I don't disagree with that, but assuming let's just make that broad assumption that that's true, how is Mike McCarthy still there? I mean,
Well,
here's the deal: if that's really the case, coaching staff failed to prepare the team for a playoff game at home. Mike McCarthy's still there, and Mike McCarthy, granted, one of the better coaches out there. But this 1 year when Belichick's available, you don't make a change. Now Belichick's going to come in the NFC and do what Peyton Manning says. If you don't draft me, I'm going to come back and beat your ass every year. Well, there we go.
Yeah, I tell you though, this was the weekend of the kryptonite games. The
Big time.
Packers owned the Cowboys in the playoffs. Okay, and the Eagles are owned by the Bucks in the playoffs. You look at the records. These are the kryptonite games, and they all came home to roost. Where like I said, the Packers came. Not only did the Packers just whoop them, the final score of the Packers game was a lot closer than the actual game.
They got some cheap touchdowns at the end, and it didn't matter.
Cheap. Yeah, and I mean, at least the Bucks Eagles game. By the way, the Raiders didn't go to the playoffs, but I did, so at least I can say that. The final score on that game was a little bit more indicative of how the game really was. The final score of the Packers game, it's they only lost by a little bit. No, and it's gonna be now. And I know I'm going ahead, and I apologize for kind of leaping over into the second half of the show. If that Green Bay team goes in and beats a team out in Cali, the Green Bay team would have beaten the number 2 and the number 1 seed in succession, and you got to give them due. And it's quite possible that they don't realize that they're not supposed to be there.
Well,
those are the teams that you really got to watch out for.
Richard Chase says this is the issue here. The Packers came to prove themselves.
Absolutely.
The Cowgirls came in without being motivated and basically finished and fizzled out too early. Ed says Green Bay 31-27. I don't know what to say. I never would have given I didn't give the Packers a chance. I got cheeseheads in my house.
Right.
And I basically told the cheeseheads in my house, be grateful you made the playoffs. It's been a great season, blah, blah, blah. But, get your Milwaukee Bucks stuff out because, and your Milwaukee Brewers stuff out because football season's over. Well, I had to eat that. First time I've had crow on the menu over here for quite some time.
Don't taste good, does it?
all but the beak part. The beak is hard to chew.
Hard to season too.
Yeah, there really isn't anything you can put on that to make it taste good.
No, sir.
But Richard J's right. You got to have a winning mentality all the time. You got to play 60 minutes. I'm not sure the Cowboys played any part of the 60 minutes. And I think that the Packers got up and then got the pick six, and I think Dallas was just kind of like, "What up?" But it was almost over before it started, and devastating loss for the Cowboys from that standpoint. And I don't know if it gets better in Dallas, quite frankly.
Well, that was the first time that I had witnessed fans leaving the stadium, a la some other teams. And I mean, that was a jam-packed house, but you could see that on Dak's face, probably the middle of the third. Like, what is really going on here?
They were not going to get it done, yeah.
And they didn't shift gears. They just kept going, status quo.
Yep. Well, they got the touchdown before the half, which I think was helpful when they went in the locker room. If they didn't have gotten the score before the half, it would have been over at the half.
Right.
It was essentially over at the half anyway, based on what we know now. But they got the touchdown at the half to kind of give them a little juice. But the Packers just never got off the gas. Here's the thing, though, Cap. If Green Bay goes into San Francisco, beats the 49ers, and I think that's a huge if, because I just think that if whatever Dallas tried in terms of schemes to mix it up, and somebody talked about the dime defense against a running formation, that's not a good recipe for winning a ball game when team shows up with the running game. But on the other hedge, it's a gamble that maybe the running game isn't going to be as effective. So now you're trying to throw into all those coverages. But the 49ers may have a better game plan against the Packers than Dallas did for all kinds of number of reasons. But if that happens where they can beat the 49ers in San Francisco, then they're going to go to Michigan to take on the Wildcats or Mountain Lions, whatever they are. And that's now two teams that have played each other twice already. So that one could get interesting. We'll get to that. But speaking of the Michigan, whatever they are, Wildcats, Mountain Lions, fur babies.
I'm about ready to do a damn Texas stuff.
Yeah.
You're already moving on to the damn Mountain Lions.
Right.
Bastard.
Yeah, so you know, the Rams were pushing it pretty much all season long. They were coming up short in some games, and they were squeaking by another game. This game was close. This was 1 point. It really wasn't that close on the field. This is a Lions team that beat the crap out of the Rams, and they only won by 1 point, which is a little scary when you think about it. But man, that Rams team took a beating.
Yes, they did. They personally, congrats to the Leons for biting kneecaps. That's what they went in there and did. It wasn't a pretty game to most, but to me, that was a classic heavyweight title bout. Yep. And at the end of the day, the judges ruled in favor of the Leons. So that coaching staff, that whole organization has got these players locked in. Look out for these guys. I don't think they're going to disappear for another 30 years.
Well, you have the champion of Detroit Lions. I don't know how you say these mountain lion, whatever the hell he said. You don't know how to speak French, you imbecile. I just I wash my hands of you.
That's the thing. That's the thing though. Like that, if as soon as I learn French, the show is over. So we got to keep it going because it's the whole.
Well, I'll take that as an excuse. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
It's kind of like killing off the main character.
I can speak better English on accident than you do on Francois.
I don't doubt that. I'm not
John Paul.
For a minute, but you're on the verge now, within a couple of games of dispensing with the curse of Bobby Lane. How do you feel about that?
Well, Bobby Lane is a very, very wonderful man in Detroit. The man, the myth, the legend. You have Bobby Lane, and then you have, and all of the people that wore number 20 are Hall of Fame caliber. You have Lem Barney, who wore 20. You have Sims, who wore 20. You have my man, who wore 20, are all in the Hall of Fame because it's the number that Barry Sanders and Billy Sims and Lem Barney. That was a war. We have the champions here, and we have that mentality in Detroit. It's beautiful to be. The stadium is rocking and rolling, as you say in America. It's wonderful. We're going to take on the Faux Pirates. We're going to beat the crap out of the Faux Pirates, and I know Captain Jack will be very happy we do that for him.
Oh, I don't doubt the Tampa Bay season is over. That it should have been over last week, but it wasn't. Hey, Kev, welcome to the show. Richard J says your mother was a hamster.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberry.
Is that a song or is that Shakespeare? What is that?
No, it is Monty Python. You imbecile.
Oh. Who's Monty Python?
The full Monty too.
No, that's this.
Yeah. Sit down.
All right, John. Yeah, never mind.
Go to my OnlyFans page. It's the only thing that's paying me right now.
That was full. I don't know if it was Monty, but it was definitely full. But anyway, speaking of the Faux Pirates, Cap, you were at the game. This is kind of a surprise, man. The dump that the Eagles have taken in the last half of the season after being, undefeated into week whatever it was, 10, whatever, I don't know.
10-1, and then a nosedive.
A huge. I mean, that's one of the biggest crash and burns I've seen in a long time.
Oh,
Dude, Monty Python, it's more your era than mine. That's probably true, but that doesn't mean I was paying attention.
Yeah. Go ahead, Wayne.
Look, if it's not football, I don't know what's going on.
No. I was just going to jump in on this Eagles collapse here. And
there you go. See, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, Cap, great seeing you and, Philly sports guy there.
Yeah.
And I was just watching Philly's body language that they kept showing him doing the different quarters of the game. And when he was put his elbows on the wall that you guys were standing at, I saw it. That look of despair. It was done. I don't know what the answers was, man. That offense just did not perform, and the defense was the worst part. No tackling.
Right.
That was it.
Right. Yeah. No tackling at all. In fact, we're watching people run by him. It's like, oh, I don't want to get hurt or whatever.
Yeah, and I was telling up, and PSG is Philly sports guy. I like to say PSG. It's quicker. We're watching, and I'm telling Jamie, that's his real name, and I'm watching him. I'm saying, Jamie, these guys are going to make Lombardi roll over in his grave. Grab. There's no tackling out there. And that's what was going on. Like evoking Vince Lombardi through me, okay? There was arm tackles. There were olays that would make even the what's his nose proud, who's still working the checkout aisle at Dollar Tree. The guy we got rid of. He tackled on accident better than these guys were doing on purpose. Okay,
that's actually a good point.
It sucked. There was no tackling, and even when they did tackle, the one thing that the Eagles did that I'll give them credit for is their interior defensive line. When the Bucks were trying to run up the middle, they had that. They had that. Short to no gain. But you can run outside on them all day long, and the middle was as wide open as a prostitute looking for freebies. I mean, it was that wide open, man.
And it's going to be totally different this week in Michigan. I can tell you that. But that's a really good point, Cap, about the tackling, which was not lost on me either. If you remember in the intro, we had that picture of Lombardi sipping coffee at the counter. that was the whole reason why that was in there, was because if not only are we getting close to the Super Bowl, but that was the perfect opportunity to just dig on that a little bit and say, Lombardi would have barfed his breakfast on that one because it was just awful. I mean, it was really, it was bad awful. Yeah. Horrible. So you're going to play like that, you're going to get beat. Dallas the same way. The edge rushers were getting forced inside and boxed out.
Yep, absolutely. That's why they were running on the outside the way they were. But nobody mentioned how Baker played. He was supposedly injured, but you couldn't tell. This guy's got some grit. Like we mentioned Hostella earlier today, he played with a lot of grit, man.
They're gonna need all that and then some chewing gum this week. That Michigan Wildcats defense, man, they are pissed off, and I'd be if I'm the faux Pirates, I'll be like shaking in my socks. I'm just telling you what. Well, I just don't think it's going to be pretty for Tampa Bay at all.
You know what I'm looking forward to is that D line of the faux Pirates versus Detroit, the Lions running game.
Really, you think that's okay?
That's a matchup to watch.
I would have said the exact opposite. I'm really interested to see Detroit's defensive line against Tampa Bay's front. Is that what you just said? Is that what you just said?
No. I was.
You're looking Tampa Bay's defensive line. Yeah, well, I think it's going to be that in any game. It's going to be those guys up front. But I just think Baker Mayfield's in for a long day.
I tell you, without putting my hat on, and because this would be ridiculous, it's just like I said, the all defensive line should feast on the fake Pirate offensive line. Because the Eagles they did to a certain extent, but they couldn't do it outside on the edges. I think that what Detroit brings at you with the edges is that they will probably stop that a lot more. And what you were saying, Raph, as far as the other way around, I said I think the offensive line of Detroit that has been getting all of those guys the yards that they need. It will continue. It will continue, and it's going to suck up the fake Pirates D-backs and their linebackers and defensive backs played well, but they're not going to play as well when they're going to have to be in on a bunch of tackles that they didn't have to worry about the last game.
The last game, yeah.
Couple good comments in there. Richard Chase says the edge rushers for the Lions are better, won't get boxed out. I agree with that.
Yep.
Daniel says watch for Amon Brown. That's going to be an interesting matchup if he's on Winfield, right?
Oh, that's a good matchup right there. That's the one to watch because Winfield, he's playing with an edge because he got snubbed for the Pro Bowl. From what I'm hearing, but all you need is to get these guys in. And Amon St. Brown, man, that's a dog at the wide receiver.
Yeah, Richard Chase says he thinks it'll be a close game. I'd like to think so now that we're in the playoffs, and I think Tampa Bay has improved. But again, this is a Bucs team that that you just don't know who's going to show up. They can go out there and play really well. They can go out there and crap all over the place. Their win of their 32 points against an Eagles team that didn't tackle. They're not going to get 32 points this week. I think the Lions could easily get 32 points, and I think it's a 10-point win for the Lions.
And Tampa Bay does not play well outside of their house.
Well, they don't play well outside at all, right? Aren't they going in the freezing temperatures in Detroit?
Yeah, but they're inside. The stupid question of the day. The stupid question of the day. Not that you said it. Was the beat reporter.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah, that asked the head coach, well, aren't you a little bit worried about the weather where it's been like 10 degrees outside? And he's like, lady, he didn't call her the B word, but he was thinking it.
Yeah, he took the high road.
He did.
But basically was like, we play indoors,
we play indoors, right? We're going to be outside for about
like
10 seconds. From the bus to the I'm like, really? Stupid question of the day. That has got to, if you're a sports reporter and that's your job, you might want to do a little bit of book work to figuring things out like that. Give me that job. I could be the beat reporter for there, and I will run circles around her. It's not because it's a woman. It's
you
because
could beat more than they did for. You could beat more than they did for sure.
Yeah, I would. Because I prepare for the question.
Yeah. 10 degrees is not cold. I agree. I don't know what he thinks cold is, but it depends on what you're doing in 10 degrees. I mean, if you're watching
Richie
through the window,
says it's a balmy. He's outside with shorts and a t-shirt. And
he's in Canada, for Christ's sake.
I mean, exactly. He always throws up that Canadian crap.
Well, it's not crap. It's the real deal, and I respect that. But yeah, it's I agree. It's not cold.
Still haven't opened it, Richie. Still haven't opened it.
You need to pop that. Yeah.
Good Canadian whiskey, syrup whiskey.
Wow.
I think I'm going to save it for the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Which one?
I didn't say which one, too. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, that pretty well closed the books on week 19. There was some coaching news. We'll talk about that and then get into ready for week 20. Can you believe it already? Week 20. Divisional round, which includes some officials that might be working the Super Bowl. We'll be back in about 1 minute. Stay tuned.
What's up, fam? It's your boy Violator. Just coming to you again to give you a personal testimony on these fantastic Fitline products that I've been using for a couple of years. And you've seen me on my quest to bring that body weight down, get back in shape like I used to be. And this is my secret weapon. These two products right here, Power Cocktail and Restaurant, my daytime and nighttime formula. At Fitline, we call them our optimal set. And baby, let me tell you, one in the morning, one before bed at night, and let them do their thing. Trust me. These are some fantastic products if you're serious about getting your body where it needs to be, just improving your health overall.
Maybe the Dallas Cowboys ought to be taking a little bit of that on their way to rehiring Mike McCarthy. Ed says Gibbs going to run for 125 yards.
I can see that.
I could see 120 easy.
Yeah. Because they're gonna try to figure out how to take care of the receivers. You know, you got Laporta, you got Amon Ross St. Brown, and they're gonna forget about the running game. And I think they're gonna slice and dice them.
And that's why I say I think they're gonna open up with that and just kind of like set the tone, so to speak. That's what I see happening.
Richard Chase says it's 5 degrees and he's barbecuing.
There you go. Hey, man, save me a piece of barbecue, brother.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Pour some sugar on that. All right. The Houston Texans, AFC South division winners who took care of the Cleveland Browns, going to go into Baltimore to take on the number 1 seed Ravens. Yeah. I think it's been a nice run for the Texans, but I'm not so sure that they're going to be able to finish it against Baltimore this week. What do you think?
This could be a shootout here. Now, like I say, Lamar
really
has all of his weapons back. They've even got the tight end back. I'm hearing he's a full participant. Andrew. So that's a full-on attack right there. Now, can Houston match points with Baltimore?
So Richard J says he converted the temps to Fahrenheit for us. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. We don't do Celsius down here.
We don't do 55-yard wide football fields either.
There you go.
Ravens in a close one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cap, what do you think?
Who
are you?
I'm Houston Tech.
Yeah, Houston
My
Tech.
God, can't you recognize me when I got my cowboy hat on? You're about as blind as I don't even know what the analogy. You're just blind.
Well, I don't either. I had you mixed up with Whiskey Jack.
That's it. No, Whiskey Jack's the dude with the straw hat.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, with that shine. You got that shine.
Got the shine and the straw hat. You better know who the damn characters are on this damn show. I can only do so many accents.
You can only do so many. Hey, I'm struggling with the one I got.
Apologies while my answer machine's up. I have no friggin' clue that it's got to be a political announcement.
It's
and unfortunately, I want to shoot it. I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat, but these damn political announcements that get on your damn phone, shut the up, okay? We don't care. We don't care.
That's NFL Nation Live, baby, right there.
It.
Yes, sir.
Matt says the Ravens will start slow and end up winning in the end.
I don't. You know, for some reason, I just call me giddy. Call me giddy. I see a possible upset with my boys from Houston going, because we're not supposed to be there.
Right.
Nobody said we were supposed to be there, and our defense is firing, our offense is firing, and maybe we'll get some of the other bastards to fire as well. Yeah. Maybe I'll go by Tennessee and get some of that shine from Whiskey Jack, because it's on the way to Baltimore.
This is a seasoned Ravens team, though, with a coaching staff that knows what this is all about. I just think,
you know what? So there's got to be an upset. There's got to be an upset. And we saw when the Cow Patties, our boys in the same state, got whooped the weekend prior.
That was an upset.
Right? The weekend prior. There's 3 syllables in prior.
Well, that's a good point, Tex, because last week we said not all the home teams are going to win. That generally the wild card weekend goes 4-2, if you will.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened.
You know what? I tell you this.
Texans, Green Bay in the Super Bowl. Whoa, Ed.
I bless you, Ed. Let's go out there and go to
Wow.
Vegas for that. I'd wear my hat for that. I'd go to Vegas with my hat on. People wouldn't recognize me. Say, who's that cowboy that looks good? I say, that's me, baby.
Texans versus
That's me.
Green Bay in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Wow, Ed. And the
This
Packers
year?
over the Niners, that's one of the upsets of the weekend right there.
That's what I'm saying. I tell you, I'll put a nice logo on this hat. It won't be plain black, but I for some reason, just call me ignorant. And I think there's
That's two syllables. Yeah, yeah.
there's
That's
two
two.
syllables in ignorant. For some reason, I say we're going to go into Baltimore, and we're going to have the upset of the week. Just saying. I don't know why. I just feel it in my bones.
Okay.
Look to talk to you next week.
There's something to that, but I agree that with Richie Wache, I think the Ravens just going to be too much for the Texans. It's just going to be too much. I think the Texans just aren't going to have enough this time around. Butte, Montana, minus 30 already?
Wow. Last week he said, yeah.
Man.
Whew.
Okay. Well,
hey, Matt, remind me never to go see your family.
Well, that'll freeze your horse's tail into an S shape, that's for sure. All right, the Green Bay Packers are going to go into San Francisco to take on the 49ers. The other number one seed also plays on Saturday. Fortunately, that none of the games are on the Bird Network. Actually, technically, NBC is the Bird Network, but it's not the streaming side of the Bird Network.
It's the proper
Bird Network. There's no streaming birds this week. In any case, that's the 5:15 Pacific time game on Fox. I sort of feel like that the Packers, like the Texans, they've had a really nice run. I didn't pick them last week to win. They beat the Cowboys, but this is a step up to go on the road again in the second week and take on San Francisco. I think that's a little bit too much to ask for the Packers this time around. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm taking the Niners in a close one here. I think this game's going to be closer than any of us.
It could be.
Even imagine, even though I'm thinking Green Bay could sneak up that upset of the week. That would be an upset because, like I say, they could put so much pressure on Purdy, they could hinder that Niners defense, that offense.
And to Ed's comment, Purdy plays horrible in big games.
This is a big one.
Yeah, it's about as big as you can get so far, right? I think this is a game where Purdy takes a step forward. I see this as a bit of a 49er blowout.
A blowout. Wow, that would be something, Rich. Woo.
No, I like your relatives, ref, in this game. I think you're going to have to put up with another week of their saying
crow beat.
I'm running out of ways to barbecue the birds, man.
Yeah, I for some reason, like I said, just call it a hunch, and I don't have to say it with an accent. Just call it a hunch. I think that the Packers are those. Remember when the Giants years ago won three straight games to get into the Super Bowl,
and the Steelers had to do that too, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think that the Packers are kind of like this year's Giants, and I think that Houston is not quite there yet, but I think that they still are going to go sing one more time. So I think the Packers are gonna possibly go all the way and win in the NFC. I think Houston's going to give the Ravens a shot. Just the way that they're playing. Just the way they're playing. I mean, I might be full of crapola, but just the way it is.
That's why we're talking about it.
What's that weather like in Baltimore this weekend? Anybody know yet?
Well, it isn't going to be warm and sunny.
No, well, we know that, and it's outside, so.
No, it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
Is that because it's now officially baseball season, or?
Well, it's always hockey. Well, hey, don't poo-poo my Flyers yet, man. We're still one of the best teams in hockey.
Hockey.
Let me grab my hat too, you bastard.
You got a hockey hat?
Hello. My goodness.
You see anything back there that looks like hockey? You see anything out there anything other than football? Packers don't know they're supposed to lose.
They're
That's
supposed to lose.
True.
You're right. 35 degrees, that says.
Ed says 35 degrees. Is that
That's
a kickoff?
kind of,
Well, that's Packer weather.
You know what? If you really want me to get it, I will. It's probably over there. Okay.
It's okay.
Normally it's here, but yes, I have my Flyers hat.
Okay, so but Cap, you like Houston and Green Bay as upsets on the road,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just do.
Captain, the Chargers guy I'm chatting with is a Flyers fan.
Great, and we'll have something good to talk about at the possible replacement, and nobody can replace Coach on the Wild Wild West show. Nobody can replace him, but somebody can stand in for him.
Well, I agree with that.
Yeah,
that's a good show. Yeah, that's a good show. The Faux Pirates going to go into Michigan to take on the Wildcats. I'm telling you what, it's been a nice run for Tampa Bay, but they're done. That Lions defense, I don't know that I don't think it's going to be necessarily a blowout offensively. I think Tampa Bay will get some points, but I just think in the end, I don't know how much better the Bucs offense was than the Rams offense, but they beat the crap out of the Rams. I think the Bucs are in for another one.
Yeah, I've got the Lions in this one in an relatively easy win. I don't think the defense will have to be on the field that much because that offense is just going to be clicking. I think Jared Goff, this is his time to shine, and you heard his post-game speech last week. That kid's fired up and locked in. I think this offense takes care of business.
Well, and they've got some people back. Laporta's back at tight end. He got a touchdown last week, so you got to account for him. Again, it's mentioned earlier, I'm interested in some matchups on offense with regards to Lions and the Bucs defense. I just think that while there's probably nothing wrong with the Bucs defense, I just think they're off. Baker Mayfield's just not going to have a good day. I just don't think he's going to have a good day.
Too much pressure on Baker. Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson's going to be enough to deal with much less everybody else. Yeah. Cap, are you in on the Lions?
And who's this Cap? Jean-Paul Jacques says.
Jean-Paul.
What is your name, by the way?
Jean-Paul Jacques. It's week 20.
Yeah, you say that 20, like I should have learned something.
Not including the preseason. Not including the preseason. Not including the special where they talk about the what do you call it? Your special where you talk about who's going to play who. You're not talking about a draft special. This merde. This imbecile. This fucker does not know my name. I didn't swear because I said it with a heavy French accent.
That's it.
That's it. I didn't swear. I said something that was unintelligible like my English.
There you go.
Unintelligible.
Who you got, Jock? Who you got, though?
Are you kidding?
No, I just wanted to hear from you. The Lions. Detroit Lions.
I love you, Wayne. Detroit Lions. Campion.
Hey, 25 degrees Saturday, Matt says, at kickoff.
Where?
In Baltimore. We're just going back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, it probably doesn't matter in Michigan.
Yeah, not with them.
Given that they play indoors. Golf has to play mistake-free football.
I think he will. I think he will.
I don't think he's going to have too much to worry about. The running game will be fabulous. The passing game, he will hit Le Perta. He'll hit Amon-Serbian. He'll hit everybody. He'll even hit the girl in the stands that shows how you say the
floaters. Floaters.
There you go. The floater. He's going to hit her right in between a crevice. He's going to hit everybody. She's going to catch him with the whatever you call it, the
Victoria's Secret apparatus.
There you go.
It says wee right on it.
Detroit, no problem.
So what
No
happens?
problem.
So what happens if the Wildcats go into San Francisco next week for the championship game? You think they can go to the Super Bowl?
You're going a game ahead.
Yeah,
You're going a
I'm
game.
okay.
I'm just
All right.
saying, like I said, I think Detroit hosts Green Bay one more
Ooh,
time.
okay.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay, John.
that'd be cool.
I said,
Thanks, Ed.
I think the
Thank
Packers
you, Ed.
go out to San Francisco.
Over the shoulder boulder
Hold
hole.
on, hold on.
There
Wow,
you
that's
go.
some
I like these guys. You're
asylum.
very
Yes.
sexy and inspired like me. I think that Detroit hosts Green Bay one more time, and they win.
Hmm.
Now, if it doesn't happen, then I will talk with a very non-French accent next week.
Okay. The Kansas City Chiefs have to go into Buffalo to take on a pissed off Bills team.
Hmm.
You know, they're making a lot about this Mahomes playing his first, playoff road game out of the Super Bowl, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah.
yeah.
Again, I think the Chiefs have had a good run, but I just think Buffalo is pissed off right now. I like the Bills at home.
I got the Bills Mafia just throwing snowballs all over Mahomes
Well, they
and
better
company.
they better get they need to work on that, V, because they fucking missed everybody last week that they threw one at. They didn't hit
I,
anybody.
I think they were playing nice last week.
Oh, is
Even
that what
some.
it was?
Yeah, I think they were
Okay.
playing nice.
I
Yeah,
thought maybe their arms wore out because they were jumping tables all during the pregame show, but they need to fix that.
or shoveling that snow. But I think they were playing nice. This week it's going to be a different animal. KC's in their den. I don't think the niceties they won't bring them with them.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to get their points. I think Buffalo needs more points, but I think this
Yeah,
one's 27-24,
I can see that close.
31.
Yeah, dog fight.
I don't know what Kansas City's got. If the
It,
Bills, and I'm not sure they can, if they can take Kelsey out of the game, I'm not sure what else really, Kansas City can bring.
well,
Mahomes isn't
Pacheco,
going to.
I think Pacheco is going to get most of the workload because they've got to establish that run game for Mahomes to even have a chance, man.
Right, and actually, that's the most important thing that you said. And I this pains me to say. It makes me want to throw up, and I'm going to say it any day, okay? For some reason, because Kansas City got their crap together last week at the right time,
Yeah.
Pacheco wasn't playing the game that they played against with the Bills where Tony was offsides.
Right.
He wasn't
Oh, yeah.
in that game.
Right.
I think that Kansas City is going to, for some reason, they're going to remember that, because remember, Kansas City is Buffalo's kryptonite.
Yeah.
And for some reason, and I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you are too.
I hope I'm wrong. But I see Kansas City winning that game. And this is what sucks about it more than anything else. If I'm right about that game, and if I'm right about an upset in Houston going to Baltimore,
no, don't even
guess
say
what?
it.
Guess
Don't even
what?
say it. Don't even say it.
I'm not going to say it. I don't need to say it. I hope I'm wrong at least one of these games.
Yeah, me too. Wow.
Because of that matchup that you're forecasting, right? Absolutely.
And where would that matchup be?
I don't want to say. I don't want to
say. It kills me.
Be wrong. I hope you're wrong.
Please, dear God, if there's any time that I am incorrect, because I'm never wrong. If there's any time that I'm incorrect, please let it be on these games in the ASC. Amen.
There you go.
Wow, James. I like
Buffalo, long overdue. Battle of AFL rivals, that's for sure. Chiefs will be offsides and Mahomes complains. Well, that may be true, but Sean Oakley's the whiteout for that, so it isn't going to matter. Last week, KC had no competition. Too. Well, that's for sure. Frozen tuna doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
I hope the Raiders don't give up the farm to get the number 1 pick. Plus, how we're not talking about getting the quarterback from NC instead of.
If you're going up for the number 1 pick, you better pick May.
Who?
That's what he's referring to. Yeah.
Pick
He's
who?
referring to May from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Drake
May.
If you're going to be ballsy enough to get May at North Carolina.
Yeah.
How are you going to get the number 1 pick?
No, I said if
Give
you're
up the farm.
if you're stupid enough to go all the way up to number 1, you better get Drew May out of North Carolina and not Caleb Williams.
It's going to cost him the farm, though.
Williams is awful.
Yeah, it's going to cost him the farm to get May, though.
Yeah.
Trust
me.
me.
Again, but if you're going up to number 1, you at least better get the right quarterback.
Do you have to get to number 1 to get him?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much. One or two.
Williams is way overrated.
Yep.
Way overrated. Actually, so is Nix and the guy from Washington.
Washington?
Yeah.
What do you think about Jaden from LSU, though? He's like a Joe Burrow type to me. It's kind of under the radar.
I don't disagree with that. It's just hard to get LSU out of my head now.
You know what? He better put some weight on. Both Williams and Daniels need to put some weight on. They need to put some weight on.
Did we finish the Bills, Chiefs?
No. We did. We got sidetracked.
I hear you, Cap. I just think the Chiefs are just not going to get it done.
Oh, I hope they. Like I said, I hope that they finally come back and suck like we've been saying they should all this time.
I think Bo Nix is overrated also, but I think he's better than Williams.
Yes.
I don't know by how much. Richie Riche's in on the LSU quarterback. So who do we like better, LSU or North Carolina? Jaden.
I would take May personally, but
I like McCarthy in the second. I don't like McCarthy. I don't know.
I don't think he's ready.
I don't think he's ready either. He needs to sit behind somebody first.
Yeah.
AP knows Daniels might trade up for him.
And that's what I'm saying.
And I've heard that too.
That's exactly what I'm saying. If you're going all the way up, and the thing was for number 1 pick,
well, maybe they can't get number 1
quarterback.
Right, but this Jaden won't be number 1 pick. So I don't think we'll have to trade up that much to get him. No,
I was going to say you might be able because we're at what 13 or something right now.
We're at 13 now. Yeah.
Right, you probably have to jump up to about the 6th spot to get Jaden Daniels.
They're asking when you're saying they're do all that, assuming AP
is a head coach, right?
I think he will be because they haven't interviewed anybody that's better than him.
True, but I mean,
they haven't brought anybody in that's better than AP at this point. So I think it's inevitable.
And like I said last week, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why ruin the morale that we have going forward into next season?
You can't argue with that, V. I hear you.
That's just me.
Yeah. Grab the LC. Grab Kingsbury.
Yeah. I don't even have a problem with him.
Yeah. And if not, like I said, get the enemy. If that's your – and I want Kingsbury. I think Kingsbury is the best thing. Listen, Kingsbury listen, schmuck. I'm going to call you just a schmuck, okay? He's at least been a head coach in college as well as the pros. He's a good quarterbacks guy. He can learn these kids how to play in an offense, okay? Cliff Kingsbury, man.
Definitely, Richie. Home run OC, and that's it.
What's wrong with
Home run
Jackson?
OC. That name hasn't come up at all.
No. Huge. If they want to have somebody that's going to teach them how to give mani-pedis.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a Kingsbury guy. Sorry. I'm not saying that he might not be a good option, if you will.
I would bring in Shaw personally.
Well, if you don't get Kingsbury, David Shaw,
I like David Shaw
as well, and he's a Raider, a Raider.
Yeah.
Richard Chase says Bieniemy is a better option. You can see the rise of Washington, the fall of KC, and the offensive details.
Right, there you go. Nice one, Rich.
I agree.
I don't disagree with that, but your quarterback has to be.
That's probably one. Yeah.
Your quarterback's gonna have to be more competent. I mean,
Well, you're gonna have, and I know I've said this here and a bunch of other places. The quarterback room is going to be AOC4, a veteran quarterback, and a quarterback that you draft in the well, unless you jump up to number 1 or number 6, it's going to be another quarterback that you draft in a round that's like 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, they're going to get a quarterback, and it depends upon who the OC is. Who the OC is going to dictate who and what they get for the quarterback.
yeah, well, I
Desert
agree.
Raider. Go ahead, Rev.
Well, I just think Kingsbury is a better OC than head coach. I agree with that.
Yeah.
There's a long list of coordinators that never should have been head coaches.
Norv Turner.
Yeah. Bugle, blah, blah, blah.
Joe Bugle.
I like Desert Raiders' comment there on Frank Wright. You talk about an OC with some grit. Now, he would fit in with us.
Yeah, but you know what? Frank Reich is getting paid to stay home and being paid by not one, two teams.
2 teams. Yeah, right now.
2 teams to stay home. Give me that job.
Yeah.
Raiders can get a terrific head coach or any other coordinator, really, for that matter. But with the wrong quarterback, we're in trouble. I agree with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is exactly what we talked about in the green room. That, Belichick may end up in Atlanta, but how successful is he really going to be? How successful would he have been in New England without Tom Brady? So, I mean, yeah, the coach is a factor in setting the expectations, the tone of the team, and all that sort of stuff. Do they have to be an X's and O's guy? No,
Not
it helps, but that's what your coordinators are for. It helps. Obviously, because look at Tom Flores versus John Madden from that standpoint, but both were successful. But yeah, I don't know. And there's a question there: where's Vrabel going? That's a really good question. I mean, Mayo has already been announced as the head coach in New England, and good luck with that. Is all I can say.
Vrabel is going to go to the Chargers as a consolation if
Harbaugh.
If Harbaugh stays in Michigan, you see Vrabel going out to the Chargers. Carroll might go to freaking either retire or because Carroll's actually older than Belichick. I didn't realize that.
Right.
He's 72 and Belichick is 71. So Carroll might retire, but if not, he might go to the friggin' Alabama and just go back to college. I don't know. Or, there's other people that are there. I think Atlanta gets Belichick because he's already in for his second interview.
Right.
What else is hey, maybe Carroll goes to Tennessee.
Wow.
I think if Carroll goes anywhere, he goes into a GM job. I don't know that he thinks he's done with coaching, but I think everybody else thinks he's done with coaching. If he's not done with coaching at the NFL level, then I think he's going to have to go back to college. But I don't know if he's up for that. He's not a spring chicken anymore, and a guy younger than him just retired from Alabama.
Joseph,
go back to the
Jets. Jimmy Farrell, otherwise known as what was it, Raider Eeyore.
Okay.
Oh, well. The Raiders. Oh, Eeyore.
Vrabel underappreciated. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think he's a good fit for the Chargers, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Good quarterback. I think he'll turn the defense around. I think him and Pierce in Las Vegas sets the division up for some rivalries.
Right. I see that. I like what you said, Rich. Pete in Washington. I can see that fit.
Yeah. Actually, I'm surprised that Chicago hasn't canned because if Chicago would have canned their coach,
they decided they were going to keep him.
If Chicago would have canned their coach, then you would have been talking about Harbaugh going to Chicago and bringing Rivera as his DC, like I said earlier.
Where's Kubiak right now?
The young Kubiak,
yes,
the offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
he's been spoken about. Actually, he's not an OC. I think he's like a OC assistant or quarterbacks coach. They're talking about him being the new hot OC, and I can't remember where he's at. I
I
really
just
think
mentioned it
so.
because his name came up too.
Yeah. He's gonna be up for an OC job and giving his his next stepping stone OC, and then he'll be a head coach candidate
Right.
In a year or two.
We're talking about the,
The
the son,
younger, the son.
son.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary
yeah.
Kubiak's son.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
The Rich says not as good as his dad. Yeah.
Well, he was better than the last OC that when they gave Kubiak the role in Denver, they started doing better when they fired what's his nose and gave the Kubiak job, or gave Kubiak the job, and that was under the guy that got canned and went to the Jets. He was better than what he took over from.
I can't stand these kids riding their father's coattails.
Yeah, Shanahan,
But that is a system.
Kubiak,
Yeah.
McVay.
That is
They're
a
all
system,
yeah,
though.
yeah. Yeah, there's no what do you call it, nepotism in the NFL and the
The
coaching
hockey
ranks.
league,
Yeah,
it's
or in the officials ranks. Yeah,
yeah.
come on, man.
What is the beef with Scott Turner? Is that North's son?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's North's son.
Not as good as his dad either.
Well, his dad was a pretty good coordinator, but
Yes.
who wouldn't be a good coordinator when you're at Dallas with Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Irvin and Novacek and all these guys? I mean, hell, I could do that. Kyle is legit. Kyle who? Shanahan?
No, Kyle Kubiak.
Oh, is he? Where is he? Oh, I thought.
Or Kyle Shanahan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's in San Francisco.
Yep.
Right.
But he's also the guy that lost the Falcons Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's infamous there. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Blame that one on me, and I'm not sure if he's in here, but remember my friend Doc Andrew Cabral when the Falcons were winning the Super Bowl, he showed me a picture of Belichick on the sideline, and he said, "Jay, I know you're loving this right now," and I took the bait. I took the bad juju, and I put that picture out, and I said, "Oh yes, I am. I love every minute of this." Blah 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 blah. And as soon as I did that, the Falcons gave up all those points and they lost. So you blame that one on me. Blame that one on me. You can blame the Seahawks one on Schmuckhead not giving it to Marshawn, but you can blame the Falcons' demise on me because I took the bait from Doc Cabral. I'm just saying because he knew I hated Belichick.
Oh, thanks for that.
I'm just saying.
Richie and I are on the same page about New England.
Mayo? Jared Mayo?
Yeah.
I think he'll be better, at least initially. I think he'll be better than the team that Belichick took over. I think he'll make them better, not much better, but because they need a quarterback.
Yep. Let's talk officials a little bit. The John Hussey is in Baltimore. Alex Kemp is in San Francisco. Bill Vinovich is in Detroit. Sean Hockley is in Buffalo. Your officiating crew, including your referee, will come from the divisional round games. Remember, these are split crews now. These are not the same crews that work together during the regular season. Supposed to be like all-star crews or whatever you want to call it. I'm not really a fan of that, but it is what it is. So your Super Bowl referee will be either John Hussey, Alex Kemp, Bill Vinovich, Sean Hockley. Those are all good choices.
I think it's going to be either Hockley or Hussey.
Yeah, although I would say, it's hard to say, but I would say they're probably leaning towards John Hussey, but any one of those choices is pretty good as far as I'm concerned. Vinovich will be my choice. He's always going to be my choice.
Of all of those guys, yeah.
But Hockley's pretty good. So we'll see who it'll be. I'm going to give it another week to mull it over. I want to see the games, because I think how the games go and how the crew is evaluated will probably sway. Yeah, we'll probably finalize the decision. I think the NFL is probably leaning one way or another already. But we'll see. And then I'll make my prediction next week in the championship as we discuss the championship games, who I think the Super Bowl referee will be. We can knock BB all you want, but he is legit best defensive mind we've seen. Fangio's up there. The Pats will be bad until they change their mindset. Okay. Coach B, what's going on, man?
How you doing? Just woke up from my nap.
You woke up from your nap?
Yeah.
Well, you got an interview coming up. You better drink some coffee, man, because
I'll take some
you're gonna have to go down there and impress the Dirty Birds.
And I'm saying it. You're gonna hear it now. The reason why I am going to Atlanta is because I just need 16 more wins. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. 16 wins in the NFC South. I can break it up over 2 more years.
At least.
I can see that. Yeah.
You could have done it in one season in Dallas, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's that. I mean, building an Atlanta franchise and then, doing it over 2 years. And that's if I don't get it at the end of those 2 years. By the way, there's also a lot of strip clubs in Atlanta that I haven't seen yet. So that's a good place for me to go too.
Yeah, he's not getting 16 anytime soon. Can you imagine a Houston versus Packers Super Bowl?
Yeah, I was looking at it. Nah.
That would just freaking blow my mind.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you because I didn't have my cans on. What was that?
No, I was talking about.
That's okay. That's okay, Coach. We didn't want you to hear that anyway. No, we just said no. James just said, "Can you imagine a Houston versus Packers Super Bowl?"
Super Bowl.
Like, no.
Yeah.
No. But anyway, sorry we woke you up, Coach.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna pick my. You know what? I saw around here there was some Canadian whiskey. I'm gonna have to get my hands on.
Yeah, so, open it up.
Yeah. No. Well, not until the Super Bowl. And the next Super Bowl that I'm in.
Well, it's gonna be sealed for a while.
Yeah, that's gonna be 100-year-old whiskey by the time you get to it. Of course, if it's 80 years already, you only have 20 years to wait. But
that's good. But remember, I already sold my soul to the devil. I'm going to live to be about 185. So I got about another 100. Yeah, I got about another 110 years left.
So what is this? Live at your own weight week or something? Or
well, I was going to say if Captain Jack lived at his own way, he's going to live to be 265 at least.
Okay. Well, you'll see a lot of change between now and then, probably including who's going to coach the Las Vegas Raiders flag football team by then.
Big time. Oh yeah.
Let's see. The best thing out of Canada is Neil Young. I thought it was the ginger ale.
No, it's Rush. It's Rush. Even though that Neil Parrott, and I wanted to make sure that I said that correctly because I know that Jimmy Farrell is there. I called him Neil Peart once. And he flipped
Neil what?
Neil Parrott.
Oh, Parrott. Yeah, I got you.
The drummer for Rush. Oh, I called him Neil Peart, and I told you Jimmy Farrell, who is the biggest Rush fan.
Is that a band or something?
What do you mean? Is that a band? Are you kidding me,
dude?
You're just getting my blood pressure up.
This is all I do.
You don't know movies. You don't know baseball. You don't know music. All you know is stripes.
Yeah, but I'm pretty good at it.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I like that too, Matt. Yeah, Ravens Niners Super Bowl.
Well, I think that's where it's going.
That's the way it's looking.
The teams that win, we could talk about who wins and who doesn't win this week. It's who the NFL wants in the Super Bowl.
True.
Because it's, not that it's scripted or anything.
No, not at all.
But they didn't put those officials in there for no reason. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The
best thing out of Germany, Daniel, is you and Werner and my
other
dude from TBH.
And the Red Baron.
Yeah.
Salute TBH.
Yeah,
Rush had a different type of followers.
TNBC.
Kind of like the faux Pirates. The NFL wants Casey.
Wow. Rich, I know.
I'll tell you what.
I'm hoping he's
I know,
right
but
when he's wrong.
I agree with
Yeah.
you on that front. But if that's what they wanted to, then Hockley or Hussey was the right official to put in that game. You know they're not going to get that with Vinovich in there. He doesn't give a shit what the NFL wants.
Right.
He's the straightest up rep they got right now.
Yeah,
quite
and that's why he didn't go to Buffalo
or Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Placements.
Matt says back bacon.
Is the best thing out of Canada, yeah.
Yeah, Canadian bacon.
I get it.
Yeah, I saw
thought
that.
He was hungry for a BLT.
It made me hungry when I saw Canadian bacon jump up there, man.
Hey, keep up with the conversation. I can talk and look at the comments at the same time. My goodness.
Hey,
what's up, Van City? What's up, baby?
The two things I can do: blow a whistle and throw a flag at the same time. Beyond that, I'm just like, stop listening to pop music.
Wow.
Who's he talking to? Me?
You.
Oh, I can't do that. But okay.
Poutine.
You have never had
poutine?
No. I've never had poutine.
Is that like a Kentucky type of oatmeal, or what is it?
No, poutine is a Canadian delicacy, kind of like balut is a delicacy for Filipinos.
We had that in high school, but you couldn't. Well, never mind.
Warning flag. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Okay,
fries, cheese, curds, and gravy.
You said it's some sort of Canadian dish, like
it is. Oh, yeah.
Like okay.
Richard just list. Yeah.
Fries, cheese, curds and gravy. What is it?
Yeah,
that's poutine.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, Van City and Richie just told you what poutine is.
Yeah.
Oh, James, stop listening to Taylor Swift. I only know like 16. I only know like 16 of her songs. It's not like I'm a Swiftie or anything.
Okay.
That's 16 more songs. Well, okay, 15 more songs that I know.
16 more than me. So
yeah. I know one of them. Actually, I know one of them on accident.
For you,
I know one of them
17 more.
Yeah.
But we need to calm down. Okay.
It's all good, baby. Oh yeah.
Cheeseburgers, fries, and Coke. There you go, Ed. Now we're talking. Proper poutine is fried in duck fat.
Ooh, so good. Yes.
How long do you all live up there? Like 29 and a half? You got a cholesterol HDL of like 460. It's like 4 degrees right now.
Minus 4 degrees.
Buffalo-sized dump of snow yesterday. Okay.
Wow.
Well, you got plenty then to work on your snowballs because last week that wasn't very good. Yeah.
Like I said, they were playing nice last week. Watch the difference.
So that was like their warm-up game or something?
Yeah, they just weren't, it wasn't personal. This week is personal.
Yeah, I agree with you on that front.
There may be some loaded snowballs this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just
that's
why Philadelphia snowballs with the batteries.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Cap.
Well, that's why they went to plastic snowballs. Beer bottles in Cleveland, right? It is. Yeah.
They were loaded too, though, with something else.
Hey, a beer bottle half full still worked its weight in gold if you hit somebody with it. Maple syrup is legit for me. I agree with him on that. Maple syrup and hockey. That's that's what I'm going with. I guess the Canadian bacon. I actually didn't know that was actually a thing. I just thought it was a type that just gave the bacon a name because they didn't want to just call it bacon. So they call it Canadian bacon to make it sound better. But I guess this. Who said debattered?
What debattered? Nah, I didn't see nothing.
Oh, debattered. You mean like in the boy? That's a big snowball if you're going to put debattered in there. Go Canucks. What's a Canuck? Is that the hockey team?
Yeah, it's the Vancouver hockey team. Yeah.
Oh, Vancouver. Yeah. Very good conversation we have here. Also, Canadian beer. We drink proper beer. Oh. Is that like the one with the moose on it or something? Or
well, I will say that Canadian beer and European beer is a lot better than the crap that they have in the United States.
I don't want anybody peeing in my beer. What kind of beer?
No. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Anyway, what's the difference between having sex in a canoe and
And
American beer?
whoa, come on.
You can't get your Bud Light. Sex in a canoe. Something with an oar.
Come on with it, Van. You got a stump. Come on.
Come on, Van.
What's the difference having it in an American beer?
Got me.
Head scratcher.
Ouch. I don't think that's the answer, but if that is, then that explains it. Because man, you open up one of those aluminum cans, you don't want to have sex with that thing. They're both near water. All the love in the world, my American.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, that's about right.
What?
American doing it, having sex in a canoe, and American beer.
Yeah, I got it. Oh man, it's funny.
Ow. I think we're off topic here a little bit, but anyway, thanks for
and it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
That's okay. It's the fans took us there. That's
I
okay.
love it. I love it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't blame me on this one.
NFL Nation Live After Dark.
Mm-hmm.
I said I got my postseason beer.
I'll tell you what though, I don't even drink American beer. I don't really drink that much anyway, but if I do drink something, it's going to be a Modelo.
There you go.
Yep. So I don't even drink American beer. And I'm not even sure American beer is even American beer anymore. So, does any of it made by anybody in America? Well, Miller, I guess maybe, but that's pretty much water. You could pour that in a pea cup and pass a drug test. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
Right. You just wait for the foam. Just wait for the foam to go down.
You got it. Yeah. Oh man.
I'm just saying, not from experience or anything. Just yeah.
I'll take your experience. Yeah, I'll bet you.
Yeah. That the coach came back that day and said, you passed your drug test, but you were high in monodiglycerides. I'm like, okay, I'll stop going to biology lab. All right, buddy. We will be back next week, maybe.
Yes, sir.
For our week 21
4
show.
teams. That's it.
4 teams, conference championships, and maybe a little insight into who's going to ref the Super Bowl. I know who it's not going to be, but we'll see about that. In any case, what are you guys looking for? Let's go around real quick. Guys, what are you looking for this week, V?
Like I say, see who the Final Four is, man. This is the most exciting weekend other than Super Bowl that fans can enjoy. So looking forward to it.
Yep.
Oh, me?
Yeah. You're the only other one here.
Yeah. A week of getting my shit together again, and hopefully positive things happening. And if not, then like I said, I will love to see as many people as I can this upcoming year. But it all starts with some input.
Jack says Irish beer, Guinness is wonderful.
Yeah, actually, even a black and tan from Yingling.
Thanks, Rich.
Is not bad.
See you, Rich.
And tan.
Gonna go have some dinner with the family. I hope the barbecue. I hope the barbecue mousse is good.
Yeah, because Jimmy Farrell says, "So, Captain, are you going? Going where? If it's the Super Bowl, the answer is, as of right now, no."
Yeah, they got some. They got the. There's a couple in there. Sierra Nevada and Heineken.
Heineken's not bad. I said
Heineken's not bad.
Heineken's not bad.
Actually, I drank Heineken or Sierra Nevada until I had a Modelo, and now I've just all my stocks in Modelo now. That is some good damn beer, I'm telling you. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Our week 21 show.
That's it.
Man, and then it's going to be over before we know it. But we'll see everybody next week. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate all your comments, your football knowledge, and your other knowledge about other topics.
Absolutely.
That hopefully the censors won't read. All right. Take care.
Yeah.
should I should roll the
Yeah,
I
no
should roll,
shit.
I should roll I should I should roll the exit video with the Taylor Swift one.
That's it. Let's see it.
The one with highlighted was really awesome as well. Go
Bill.
and get stuff that's good for you as well.
Yeah.
That's since the music ain't on. Print line, baby. Get that print line stuff from highlighted.
Yes, sir.
87